Volkswagen just shocked the entire EV industry with the new Volkswagen ID.4. This car will be the most important as it will be the first electric car that VW will sell globally. From America to China, electrical family cars are popular, and in particular the ID.4 will be the best-selling family car by Volkswagen. Before we carry on with the video, make sure to like and subscribe to enter a $500 Amazon gift card giveaway. Volkswagen is raising prices on the ID.4 in the United States once again, this time by $1,500 across the range. The automaker has sent an email to ID.4 reservation holders informing them of several changes that will be made to all ID.4s assembled after January 4, 2023. The most important updates involve price increases, battery supplier changes, and an end to the reservation system, as Volkswagen anticipates ample availability at dealerships. For starters, all 2023 Volkswagen ID.4 SUVs assembled on January 4 or later will get a $1,500 price hike, meaning that the base ID.4 standard now starts at $38,995, excluding a $1,295 destination charge. Vehicles assembled prior to that date will retain the old MSRP. While Volkswagen won't update its website until January 4, it sent reservation holders a list with the new MSRPs for all trim levels. The new prices will also apply to current reservation holders, which is something they won't be happy to hear. Volkswagen argues that the reservation was never meant to lock in a price, and that the actual price of each vehicle will be set by dealers. While it does have a point given the market's volatility in the recent couple of years, ultimately that's not the customer's fault. Comment down below what you think about this new price increase of Volkswagen new ID.4 SUV and whether you would buy the vehicle or not. This is the third price hike this year after Volkswagen applied another $1,500 raise for 82 kWh models in August and another one in January, which was $765 across the board. Despite the most recent price increase, the 2023 VW ID may 4th become cheaper for some customers who are eligible for the full $7,500 tax credit under the new Inflation Reduction Act. While the 2022 ID.4 was no longer eligible for federal subsidies after IRA was passed into law, the 2023 model will be because it's made in the United States. Price hike aside, VW has good news for ID.4 reservation holders, as availability is increasing significantly after production started at its Chattanooga, Tennessee plant. As a result, the automaker plans to stop taking reservations, with January 4 to be the last day to place a pre-order. After that, Volkswagen expects ID.4 SUVs to be readily available at U.S. dealers. Obviously, all reservations placed before that date will be honored. In the email, the carmaker also informs customers that battery components, specifically cells and modules, will now be sourced from two different suppliers for 2023 Volkswagen ID.4 rear-wheel drive models equipped with Pro 82 kWh batteries. Some of these vehicles will feature battery components from LG Energy Solution, while others will be assembled with components from SK On. Previously, LG Energy Solution was the sole supplier for the large battery. As for the smaller 62 kWh pack offered on Standard and S trims, it will be supplied by SK On. Besides allowing Volkswagen to produce more ID.4s, the addition of SK On as a battery supplier also brings higher charging speeds, with a 170 kW peak instead of 135 kW. While the LG battery charges from 10 to 80% in 36 minutes, the SK On pack needs 30 minutes for the same charge when hooked to a charger fast enough to supply those peak rates. Comment down below which model you would buy. When the VW ID.4 made the rounds at the office in 2021, I cruised around in it with my wife and then one-year-old son. We reviewed the good stuff, the roominess of the second row, one-pedal driving dynamics, and the quietude that comes with all EVs, along with the ID.4's quirks, from the fiddly shift lever to the driver's window controls to the screens on the main infotainment display, which at first seemed rather shallow and featureless. But mainly we talked about whether we could add this vehicle to our lives. We were looking for a new EV at the time. Ultimately, we decided that for about the same money, approximately $50,000 for a fairly loaded ID.4 Pro South all-wheel drive, we'd rather have the longer range, better packaged Tesla Model Y, than priced competitively with the ID.4, or sleeker, sexier Hyundai Ioniq 5. So is it bad news that your humble scribe is now the pretend owner of a 2022 VW ID.4 for the next 12 or so months? Maybe or maybe not, because a strange thing happened between my first drive of the ID.4 and the arrival of our long-term VW. But first, let's get into what we'll be driving for the next year or so. We asked VW of America if they'd loan us an ID.4 for 12 months, and they agreed to send a Moonstone Gray 2022 Volkswagen ID.4 rear-wheel drive Pro. For the 23 model year, ID.4s are being built in the US at VW's Chattanooga, Tennessee, plant, but our ID.4 rear-wheel drive Pro, equipped with an 82 kWh battery, was built in Germany. As we note in our 2022 buyer's guide, the rear-wheel drive Pro sits in a nicely equipped and well-priced sweet spot. With 201 horsepower, an EPA estimated range of 275 miles and 107 miles per gallon combined, lots of standard convenience features, and no options, it stickers at $42,525. Prices have gone up a bit on the Pro for the 2023 model year, with the introduction of 4 new trim levels, including a more affordable entry-level rear-wheel drive Standard and rear-wheel drive S trim levels, with a smaller 62 kWh battery pack and less range. The VW ID.4 was a finalist during our 2022 SUV of the Year program and one of only 5 EVs among 35 contenders. At our 2023 SUV of the Year program, we had a whopping 45 SUVs and crossovers in contention. 14 of those were electric vehicles, including the Rivian R1S, Cadillac Lyriq, BMW iX, and our eventual winner, the Ioniq 5. All but the Rivian R1S fit the same basic mold occupied by the VW ID.4, a skateboard chassis with batteries in the floor, 2 rows of seats for 5 passengers, and 1 or 2 motors driving the front, rear, or both sets of wheels. Many of them, like the Nissan Ariya and Kia EV6, are hoping to dominate the entry-level EV space at starting price points right around $40,000, where the ID.4 lives. Testing all of these electric crossovers back-to-back was a mind-scrambling reset on the rapidly evolving state of EVs and software-defined vehicles. It's no longer Tesla way out front and everyone else far behind. There are some very legitimate contenders to the EV throne, with new, unique, and often fantastic solutions to new EV problems. Across the industry, automakers, from the oldest legacy brands like Cadillac to newcomers like Rivian and Lucid, are desperately trying to position themselves as the most innovative and tech-forward in the EV space. This affects their approach to everything from door handles to climate controls, from roof design to car/phone/app integration. Things are changing breathtakingly fast, and not always for the better. That is it for today, so make sure to like and subscribe to enter the $500 Amazon gift card giveaway.